course. Hopefully, like, nobody is like, yeah, screw this guy. This is the third time he's tried. I'm done. I'm donezo. You are tuning in. Thanks for the support. Nice. It works. This finally works. Hooray! Once again, Riles Beniles. Really apologize, first and foremost. It's been a hell of a time trying to get this set up. I don't know what it is, but every time I try to get this broadcast started, something with the audio just goes wrong. Started the first time, didn't have the headphones plugged in, didn't think it was an issue. End up basically having an echo, which you might expect. Now I have the headphones in, didn't work, had to turn off the PlayStation, turn it back on, and we're back to square one. Again, really appreciate everybody that is tuning in, whether you're tuning in live with me doing this on the YouTube stream, or if you're watching at a later time. Again, really appreciate the support. Hopefully I haven't turned off so many people that I've had so many audio issues that everybody's like, what's this guy doing? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know anything about how to be a broadcaster. But yeah, we're gonna reset. We're gonna try this and not suck horribly. I am slightly worried because my cat is now hanging up by the cord. Get out of there. Go somewhere else. I'm not trying to be a jerk to my cat. I literally, we've already had issues where the power connector would be disconnected from my clumsy feet. I don't want my cat to land the cord at an angle that it pulls the cord out of the outlet, because that would be terrible. All right, so we're all good to go here. Basically just exited where we were kind of talking and hanging out. Did some upgrades to the guns after scrapping some stuff from settlement. Did a little bit of upgrade to the hunting rifle, so now we got a better scope and just a little bit overall kickback power. Codsworth is going to be our companion on the way to Grey Garden and also on the way to the Starlight Inn settlement. And honestly, the main reason for that is strictly just because of the fact that it'd be nice to have somebody that can actually talk back. Get a little bit of that witty banter from Codsworth, because Codsworth is always a good guy to have around. Plus, too, we can kind of build on the relationship status a little bit here, because you get the affinity perks, which will obviously be very beneficial to doing this in the game. We're gonna make our way to, where are we gonna go? We're gonna go to the Starlight Inn, or Starlight Drive-In. That's gonna be our first objective, literally because it is on the way anyway. This is where Grey Garden is. Yeah, look at Grey Garden. So we'll go to Starlight Drive-In, and we'll get moving around. And again, got the good old pistol. Grab some more shotgun ammo. Got the super sledge. Got the napalm. We did get a combat rifle, and then also the hunting rifle, which I just want to make sure. Made some upgrades to these. And the sniper rifle. Also managed to find some antibiotics while I was roaming around the settlement and kind of scrapping some stuff. So was able to get rid of the infection that I had, which is awesome, because that was actually kind of bothering me a little bit. Do have more than likely I'm going to get hit with another infection, because you can see the red pill, which indicates to me that if I'm not careful, I'm just going to get sick again. So where are we headed? We are going down this way. Basically the typical direction that we were going to when checking out and meeting Preston for the first time, meeting the Minutemen. We're ready for a journey. We're all packed. We got plenty of food and water. I have plenty of food and water on the journey for myself. So let's try to get some settlement stuff out of here. Last episode, or did I take a bite? Last episode of the game, we survived Corvega Assembly. It was quite the tale. Managed to get it out in one piece after multiple attempts. Sorry, that was taking a little longer. Oh, look at that.
Minutemen seem to be quite the upstanding group.
Oh, thanks, Cosworth. You always know what to say. So yeah, basically, we survived the Corvega plant. We were promoted to General of the Minutemen. And then immediately after that, I get like 3 jobs literally just by walking by Preston. Which, I mean, if you play this game at least once, you know that's what he's all about. He's all about giving you opportunities to prove yourself as a general. And he'll make you work for it. But last time we were roaming around, we already discovered the Starlight Drive-In. We didn't want to actually investigate it just because we're kind of running low on ammo and supplies, and honestly, I was being a little bit of a chicken. But now that we're a little bit more properly equipped, I feel a little bit more confident in my abilities. If nothing else, maybe I just won't die as quickly. The main thing is I'm just glad I have a scope on this rifle, because then that at least means that from a distance I have a little bit more of a chance to actually tune in. What is it? Get somebody from a distance. Rad Stag. Go on Tango, bro. You and your friend. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in again, Birthright. Thanks for sticking it out with all the problems that we've been having in this live stream. I will say it's interesting that rad stags are considered hostile, but they basically just run away from you anyway. I mean, one thing, because, I mean, I'm trying to think. The bighorns from New Vegas, because you had like a good chunk of the bighorns that were friendly, that you weren't gonna have an issue with them, and it was just the bulls that were actually hostile and aggressive. So it's kind of interesting that they didn't do the same thing here with the rad stags, at least in my opinion, because the thing is that the rad stags don't really fight you. I mean, I'm sure the bucks probably maybe do, but as far as... Ooh. That's a blood bug. And he found us. That's not good. Nice. That went up a little bit better than I expected. But yeah, like, the rad stags don't necessarily fight you. Yeah, the stag meat is actually pretty good because you actually get the benefit of carry weight, which is definitely A-okay in my book. But, you know, for me, it's when I'm roaming around and then I see, you know, oh, there's a hostile in there. Oh, it's a rad stag. That's fine. But, of course, your companions will go in a frenzy because it's an enemy. So, at least in my opinion, you know, it's one of those things where you should be they should be considered friendly for what it's worth, and then just in one of those situations that if you want to kill them, great, no problem. Oh, great, here we go. Speaking of things to kill, all right, we're gonna switch. Oh, great. Funny part about that is that I grabbed this combat rifle. I found this in my inventory, and I think maybe used, like, fired off 2 rounds. Which, okay, cool. Didn't die a horrible death, as I was expected to. Yeah, I kind of caught that, but thank you. What did I say? Get away from there. Yeah, Codsworth doesn't mess around. I know he offers his services by basically saying, I'm no Mr. Gutsy. It's like, yeah, you're a lot better.
Got it.
Alright. Neat. So here we are. I'm gonna clear this stuff with the full intention of just immediately dropping it in. Search. Take that. Dump everything in. Awesome. Okay, so we got Starlight in. I actually do like this settlement area outside of Sanctuary. Just because it's the whole dine-in area and it's kind of got the cool ambiance to it. I know a lot of people actually have gone pretty above and beyond, like with the neon signs and marquees, to really make this really one of those places that's like, oh, this is the place to be. And I don't know. It honestly is definitely a place I'll probably start nestling in and probably investing a little bit more time in, just because of the fact that we're on survival mode, and it's kind of nice to have those little, you know, forts in between so you're not necessarily screwed. Because that is a good thing to keep in mind in this playthrough. Just doing a little bit of scrapping, because try to keep things nice and tidy. You know, because this is totally detrimental with what I need to do right now. We actually need to set up a beacon, but, you know, I want to make it nice and clean so when people come in, they're not like, oh, this place is a dump. But it's like, you know, well, it's better than nothing. But it's like, yeah, but not really. So they come in, it's like, oh, wow, there's not a bunch of vines hanging out. Man, this guy really just went all out. He just wanted to make sure that we were nice and welcome. It's like, that's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons I did scrap that settlement, is so then you can scrap the skeletons. Scrap that settlement. Mod on PlayStation 4. Honestly, one of my favorite mods. Just because it really doesn't do anything other than just kind of help you clean up your settlements. And in this case, I'm very OCD with, like, for example, I hate with a passion in vanilla that you can't dump these tunnels and you're just stuck with them, and it's just like, it's not really, it's not as pleasing as I would like it to be. And also the skeletons, because, you know, there's bone as a resource, but you can't scrap a skeleton. You know, they have cloth on them if they have clothes on them, but somehow you can't necessarily scrap them. So that's one thing I've always had a huge issue with. But I was really thankful that with this settlement, it just gives you, like, hey, do you also hate this? Well, guess what? A lot of us did too. So we modded it. And isn't really, to my knowledge, I haven't seen any issue where it ruins the gameplay. Like, it doesn't do anything to really mess with the actual, you know, interface system or anything. So that's obviously a good thing. Because I know one time when I just downloaded a bunch of mods and was trying everything out in a vanilla playthrough, it got to the point where settlers were assigned to resources, but then actually weren't doing anything with resources. So basically, none of my places were actually, you know, developing food. Which basically was one of those places that really had nothing going on. I don't know what this is. But just finish tidying up here, and then we'll check inside, and then we'll check on the outside as well. But while I'm doing this, I guess I'll do some more rambling. If anybody has any thing they want to ask, feel free to do so, and then I'll shut up and I'll answer your questions. But yeah, so had a pretty solid workout today. Did a play with mods after the first round. That's probably a good idea, Birthright, just because of the fact that when you do play with mods, all your trophies are disabled. And for me, I already have a platinum with this game. The only thing I haven't achieved all the trophies on is just some of the stuff with the contraptions DLC, and then I think it basically Nuka World, just killing enemies under the influence of soda, which honestly I'll take it or leave it. I still got 100% in the vanilla playthrough, and I'm pretty proud of that. What was I talking about? Yeah, so again, really good workout that I had today. Did chest and legs over at the Iron Physique gym in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Shout out to them because they that's a good old fashioned gym that they have over there. Oh my god. We'll do this, scrap that. Let's clean this up a little bit. We're gonna take that dirty water. Codsworth is being salty. Iron Physique, what I like about Iron Physique is that it's a gym. Like, it's, I was working out the Y for quite a bit, and it was fine, but again, it was definitely one of those places that it was kind of just, it was for everybody, but not necessarily anything too straightforward. What I like about Iron Physique is that it actually is one of those gyms that, actually has boxing. So it has, ooh. So that's a spring trap. Nice. But yeah, I have heavy bags and some other stuff, so it's pretty fun. I enjoy it. Just kind of rambling at that point, and I kind of realized, maybe I'll just shut up. Ooh, bottom. Ooh. Yeah, good thing I didn't get too close to that. We would have definitely had a restart. Shout out to Hillbilly Jim for the Hall of Fame. Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of people are, hey, Antoine, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I said that correctly. Antoine, it looks like that's how I said it. If I said it wrong, I apologize. But yeah, Hillbilly Jim making the Hall of Fame. Definitely well-deserved. That guy's definitely been around for a long time. Him and the Godwins. There we go. Honestly, that was probably one of my favorite mid-card tag teams in '96 Monday Night Raw. And Hillbilly Jim was definitely part of that. Yeah, and thanks to everybody that's tuning in, getting some more people to show up at the live stream, and gonna tune in a few more build something cool. I'll definitely do that. I gotta clean up some stuff here first, just because now I'm over encumbered because I'm an idiot. But I think it's because I picked up a cigarette, and then apparently a cigarette weighs like 19 pounds. So if there was ever a reason to not smoke, kids, Antoine, it's a free country, but if you would like to like and subscribe, if anybody watching would like to like and subscribe, I am definitely not going to be opposed to that. I really appreciate everybody tuning in and showing their support. And liking and subscribing definitely goes with that, and I really appreciate everybody doing that and showing some love. But again, cigarettes weigh 19 pounds, so if you don't want to be carrying around a giant block in your pocket, don't smoke. Paid for by, I don't know, some society. I totally made all of that up. By the way, I'm not a doctor. Raggbagg in the channel as well. Try to get some cool stuff built here before he has to mosey on over to bed. We are going to clear out this radiation. Oh my goodness. So, fun fact. I unsubscribe just so I can subscribe because I love supporting you. Hey man, really appreciate that. It's kind of redundant, but I mean, as long as there's a subscription in there, that's totally fine. But yeah, we got a ton of radiation in that. But the nice thing is that if you scrap all these barrels, no more radiation. But you also still have to get in the radiation. So yeah, look at that. We can walk around here, no problem at all. No harm, no foul. Personally, I really like this area for a water resource. And if you don't, that's okay, but that's what I do. I risk all the radiation in the world just so I can get a ton of water here. Well, look at that. Can't even do any of that stuff. So, alright. So what do we need? We need crystal and steel. Well, apparently we have steel at the wazoo. So I don't understand that. Raggbagg, this vid only has 1 like by me, and there's 4 people watching. Give this dude some love. Thanks, Raggbagg. Really appreciate the support. What kind of weapons do I have? I have a hunting rifle, a combat rifle, a flamer, excuse me, and a super sledge, and then also, of course, the good old reliable pistol. Been getting my butt kicked quite a bit using that combination, but kind of hit a nice stride. Also managed to find a little bit of some weapon modifications while doing some scrapping earlier, and thankfully, also with Codsworth being a beast, we're doing a little bit okay. We're not dying as horribly as we have in the past. If you guys have any suggestions of what you'd like to see built as I clean up some resources, feel free to message me in the comments about it, and then I will do my best to try to make it. Obviously, the goal right now is to... Can you like on PS4? I don't know if you can. I know you can get the YouTube app and then play on that, but I don't know if... I'm assuming that you're watching the broadcast through the PlayStation 4. I don't know if you can like on there. That'd be nice if you could. I guess it's anybody's guess. And of course, if you do find that out, let us know, because I'm actually very curious. I'm intrigued by this question. Anything you guys want me to build in this area, let me know. I would be more than happy to do so, as long as I have the resources. Right now, we're just cleaning the place out, trying to make it nice and spiffy for the future guests that will be coming in here. Because that is part of the mission right now, to spread the love of the settlements. How do you comment on PS4? I tried to watch on PS4, but couldn't figure out how to comment. You know, I've never actually tuned into a broadcast on the PlayStation 4, so Birthright, I think... Oh, no. Oh, no! Man, I did not see him.
Surely you can put some of that down.
Whew. That was intense. Look at that, though. Fusion core. Yay. Antoine, I have a couple games on the PlayStation 4. Hey, Mike, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And thanks to everybody that's watching and showing the support by letting me know that you're here, doing the roll call, so to speak. So games, Antoine, I have Call of Duty World War II. That's something I enjoy playing on the multiplayer. Haven't gotten to the campaign yet, but I've heard really good things and really excited to check that out as well. What else do I got? I finished Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Really enjoyed that playthrough. Did the DLC. Honestly, not a bad game if you haven't had a chance to check it out. I know that some people kind of had some mixed reviews, but I can honestly say I was very happy with everything in that game. We got Wolfenstein 2 that I'm excited to get playing into. What else did I get? Assassin's Creed Origins, which another game. I'm super behind. Are you gonna break away and stream anything else soon, or are you just sticking with Fallout for the time being? I think for now we're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to get a little bit based here. Can I scrap this red rose? Nice. I did not know I could do that. That's cool. I think for now I'm gonna focus on trying to just do Fallout a little bit, kind of get my foot in the door, just with the game I'm familiar with. Like I said, I have a ton of games that I strictly waiting to play so I can stream them. In the example, the Call of Duty single-player campaign, really want to do that. Just for, I want to do that on a campaign for the stream. So it's one of those things where I'm more than likely going to break away just so I can kind of get some games that I haven't had a chance to play finally actually played. But I guess we'll see when I necessarily do that. But I'd like to do that soon.
Much more exciting than domestic life, I assure you.
Cotswold's got the... I don't know what you're doing here, buddy, but... yeah, he's just got a good attitude on life. Yeah, I definitely think that I'm gonna start doing something soon. If you guys have a preference of what you'd like to... ooh. You guys have a preference, as I mentioned, I have Assassin's Creed Origins, I have Call of Duty World War II campaign, what else? Wolfenstein 2, games that I'm specifically waiting to actually broadcast and stream to play. So if there's anything really sticking out that you're like, oh man, I'd really like to see a gameplay of that, definitely will keep that in mind. Who knows, maybe something's like, yep, that's at the top of my list, and I'm really hoping to get a playthrough on that. So, but again, if you guys have any suggestions, anything that you would like to personally see, I would be more than happy to oblige. Oh great, that would have been really nice to have when I broke into the place in the first place. Broke into the place in the first place. That's English, right? We're doing pretty good actually with the stream, with the Starlight. I honestly thought this was going to take a lot longer, just because when I started it off, I figured Wolfenstein 2. Honestly, sorry. My dad told me not to talk with my mouth full. He's not here. It's in the back of my head as I continue to talk while I have my mouth full. Yeah, Wolfenstein is definitely the game that when I bought, I was like, man, I really want to play that first. Anything that I recommend playing? Oh, Mike, just so you know, I do actually have 2K18. I just haven't had a chance to actually play it. Like I said, I'm really behind on all my games. I do have 2K18, though. I don't know if I'm going to play you one-on-one, because you told me you're pretty good at the game. And I am very inclined to believe you. Anything I would recommend, Birthright? Honestly, there's not a bad one in the list. Assassin's Creed Origins has really great reviews. It's kind of it's one of those games that a lot of people have been saying that really could have been its own game. Honestly, yeah, you should join us on Call of Duty. Assassin's Creed Origins definitely could have been a game on its own, but I think they were kind of worried, so they kind of kept it within the franchise. I know that's kind of been the general report. But I'm really excited to check out Assassin's Creed Origins. Wolfenstein 2. You know, I'm a really big fan of the alternate theories, because, Wolfenstein 2 is based in the world where Nazi Germany takes over, and then you're basically fighting in America with the Nazi-occupied USA. So, really excited to check that one out. Also found out that, I can't remember her name, but she was in Mad TV. I think it's like Deborah something. Ragbagg, you probably know who I'm talking about, but she's actually one of the main characters, one of the main voice actors in the game. And I get to see that. I was like, oh, no way, that's really cool. So, a little bit of star power there, at least from a time long ago. So let's get some water here, because I think the reason I'm kind of weighed down is... Oh, that was a dumb idea. Shouldn't have eaten that carrot. Oh well. Live and let learn, right? Why am I still over... So I'm literally just carrying a bunch of drugs. That's probably something to do with it. But yeah, Call of Duty Birthright. It's definitely a game to check out. I know a lot of people have a pretty negative opinion. I'm a whatchamacallit when game series in order. You might have to re-explain that to me, Birthright. Maybe I'm not reading it correctly. Can't understand your English. What was that? That was awful. I apologize. When gears are in order. Yeah. Lost my train of thought. It's really easy to do. Man, I'm still really over encumbered. Why? What did I pick up? I guess I picked up a bunch of food. Cosworth, come here.
Hey.
Sir?
You need to be my pack mule. Come here.
What's mine is yours, sir.
Yeah, Call of Duty, World War II. I know a lot of people have a predisposition about everything that's gone on with the previous games. I know, myself included, I was one of those people that was not a huge fan with all the, oh, okay, I see what you're saying, Birthright. But yeah, like, oh, the ammo's what is weighing me down, maybe. But yeah, like, some of the advanced war games that Call of Duty did, I know that they're remastering Modern Warfare 2, which I'm actually pretty excited for. But yeah, the Advanced Warfare games, really never got into those, if I can be honest. That weighs 4 pounds. No wonder I'm overweight. For mag. But honestly, World War II definitely goes back it goes back to the basics. And honestly, for me, that's A-okay in my book. And the Metal Gear, I want to play 5 soon. Looks good. Raggbagg, I thought you were playing one of the Metal Gear Solids. At least for a short spell. Unless I'm thinking of something completely different. But I'm 100% positive you were playing something. Am I wrong? I swear I remember once at your house you were playing Metal Gear. Maybe it was just so long ago that maybe it didn't necessarily count, but who knows. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I definitely remember you playing that. I just... Obviously, it was from a long time ago. Alright, let's get to the task at hand. Top series of all time, GTA 2nd. Yeah, I never really got into the Metal Gear games. Just, it was one of those games it's nothing personal of why I didn't get into it. It's just, with playing games and just never got a chance to actually get involved with it, and then I kind of fell behind, and yeah. Sorry, I'm just double checking this. They're gonna obviously run a wire. Alright. Gears of War is definitely a solid game. GTA, you mentioned Birthright, is also a fun one. GTA 5 was a lot of fun. I really wish they would have done a little bit more with the heists. I know that we got about 5 heists in the game, but it kind of felt like there was not enough, if that makes sense. It just felt essentially like, yeah, you get the first one to kind of get everybody introduced. You get the grand heist. You get a couple of mini heists in the area. I was really hoping that Franklin would get a heist of his own that he get to organize. I mean, literally in the first heist, they said, "Hey, it's kind of a small time, but we'll work on getting you your own." And then basically, he's always the working horse. So,
I thought they were kind of done for.
personal opinion, I guess.
It's kind of crazy. And if it were real, it would be super dangerous. Yeah, you're right around. Singing, mighty man, take away.
I'll sleep here quick just so we can save. Oh no. I'm sick. I'm gonna use the I'll use the antibiotic once the red pill goes away. Let's see if we can. Best wrestling game of all time. Ooh, that's a good question. Great question. And I thank you for asking it. Political answer. I was like, just answer the question. I don't know, cause I think once they went into voice acting all the characters, and they kind of forgot about what they were actually trying to do with the wrestling games, and it became more about the graphics than it did the actual gameplay. From what I've seen from 2K18, it definitely looks like a very pretty game. But, I mean, back in the day with Here Comes the Pain, you got to do factions, and you got to do a faction war, you got to do all this stuff. And there was a lot more in depth with the storyline, which was a lot of fun. But I honestly, I'm going to do kind of a curveball. I really like the EWF. You know the one I'm talking about, raggbagg, the computer game where you got to basically book your own shows and you had all this stuff going on. That was my favorite. Hello!
Hey there.
I'm new around here. I wanted to introduce myself. I just wanted you to know that I'm ready to do whatever it takes to make this into a real home.
Anything?
I'm ready to help with whatever you need. Just say the word.
Anything? Like making some food? Growing some crops? What'd you think I was going to say?
Yeah, let me show you.
Go ahead.
That's the nice thing too. The first settler comes in, will say, "Hey, I'm here to help." Oh wow, we got 2 people. Awesome. So,
Are you sure there isn't someone more suited to this?
actually, we will actually make this person a scrapper.
Huh?
Huh?
We got trouble.
Oh. Charlie all around us.
God, look at all that blood.
Yeah, TEW, that's what the game was. That was a lot of fun. I think one of my favorite parts is just the fact that you Bobby V, for example, he was playing that game, and Derek St. Holmes, who we know from the wrestling scene, you know, he's in the game, because I guess at that point, you know, when they made the game, he's actually a guy that was on the radar, which is also kind of cool. It's like, hey, I actually know that guy. And then in the game, he's like a complete asshole, and they're just like, man, this guy's kind of the worst. He's kind of a dick. It's like, nah, he's actually a good guy. Okay, so keep that bed here. Honestly, if it's $20, I mean, it might be something to get down the road. Yeah, me too. I remember doing 7RW, SWE, making like all of our guys in the area, and then of course, like, you kind of had to make them crappy, but then also not necessarily crappy. I actually remember making Butchie Davis, and then he said he was going to retire. And then kind of weird because he actually retired. Like, he's kind of retired at this point, whether you want to admit it or not. And then I think actually one of my favorite parts was I put Jake Classic and Nathan Sensation together, and then everybody's like, man, these guys have great chemistry, and they work really well together. And sure enough, they actually had a match at RW where it was like pretty much match of the night. So And then J Classic, he's not wrestling anymore. If I ever played Mortal Kombat, favorite game to play as a child and as an adult. Yeah. I haven't played any of the recent Mortal Kombats. Definitely want to get Mortal Kombat X. Just, you know, seeing everything about it, and then also all the DLC they have for it, all the horror characters and everything, which is kind of cool, because kind of implementing some new faces that would be perfect in that scenario of fighting to the death. What about it? Definitely remember playing the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat. That was definitely always a good time. Honestly, I remember doing that a couple times with my roommates at UW Milwaukee. You know, that was always an easy way to just have some fun with your roommates. It's just, all right, let's fight. I just let you know I'm really good at this, and then you just fight, and then it's like, oh, you're dead. You're deadsies. Did I just say that? I definitely just said that. The top first games you played. Top first games? Like, are you asking the games I played early on that I would definitely rank as like the best games I ever played? I'm just double checking what you're asking here. I don't want to answer in one way and then it's like, that's definitely not what I asked you. You are definitely dodging the question, sir. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. First I played ever. You know, it's a good question. Can I scrap this? I'm gonna scrap this. So I don't remember exactly on the years, so bear with me. I remember, for me, the two games. Oh yeah, Contra. Yeah, I think Contra and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those are definitely some of the first games I remember playing on the Super Nintendo. Ragbag, you and me were playing that. Contra and Ninja Turtles. Good times, good memories. I can't remember if that's necessarily the first game I ever played, because I remember always going to my grandma's house, and she had a Super Nintendo, and all of us, myself, my sister, our cousins, we were all playing Super Mario, and other than that, I would have remembered playing Pokemon Red, which was also a lot of fun. Actually got to name my pet parrot kind of over a Pokemon. Obviously it was a little bit changed, but the story behind that was playing Pokemon, the ride back from Ride to Morris. My dads were picking up a parrot because they really wanted a parrot, and they're just like, well, all right, what are some bird Pokemon in that game? It's like, oh well, you have like Pidgey, you have this. I listed off Aerodactyl, and it's like, oh, well, what about Aries? So the name Aries kind of came from the fact of Aerodactyls. So fun fact for that. So I kind of got to name our parrot after a Pokemon, so I'm okay with that. It's definitely something that you don't always get to do. And if you do, then it's a nice little feeling. I'm trying to think what else. Yep, that came from Pokemon. Ragbag actually is met Aries. It's a blue and gold macaw, but yeah, that came from Pokemon. Obviously a variant, because obviously we didn't call him Aerodactyl, but if you wanted to, you could basically say Aries is short for Aerodactyl. What else? Another game I remember playing pretty early on was Legend of Mana. So I remember having the PlayStation 1. I basically remember the story being that my dad found Legend of Mana in the basement of our house. And for all I know, that could have been complete bullshit. He could have basically just bought the game and then I didn't have anything to verify. Like, hey, look what I found in the basement. Or for all I know, the previous owners had it and they just never actually took it. So who knows? But yeah, that's definitely a game from my childhood that still holds up today. You know, it was one of those things where it became my life's work to try to find that game again. Not necessarily my life's work. But I honestly, one of the main reasons I upgraded to PlayStation 4 over an Xbox was the idea that the Legend of Mana game was on the PlayStation Network and I could download it. And for me, that was an easy sell. So yeah. Ninja Gaiden. I can't remember if I remember playing that. Since Mike, since you're talking about PS2 game consoles, I know for me another game
Seems to be growing well.
was definitely Champions of Norath. Playing that with raggbagg, and I know we did the episode talking about gaming achievements, and honestly, I really wish I would have thought about this earlier, raggbagg, but I can definitely say with that when we beat Champions of Norath, that was definitely the quite the accomplishment for me. Because I mean, there's nothing better than playing that game and just listening to all the voice acting, the barbarian every time that everybody would die. That was the highlight of every adventure. Who are you and what do you want? Oh, you're still that other person. I'm gonna get one more person to show up in this, and then I'm gonna make him a guard. Defense, guard posts. That's honestly one of the things I like about settlement building is I remember the first time I played through this and I was just basically just building stuff and then I had to scrap it because I didn't realize you could store it, and then all of a sudden I look and like, holy crap, I'm like level 40. How'd that happen? I haven't been playing anything other than settlement stuff, and I forgot you could get XP built off of this stuff, so fun stuff. Yeah, moms and dads were weird because there was some stuff that I don't think they realized, like what they were actually letting you play. And some stuff they just couldn't have you avoid. I remember my mom, when I would stay at her house, she definitely did not want me watching The Simpsons, but since I was in the basement and she was upstairs, guess what I tuned into when she wasn't upstairs, and guess what I tuned away from when she came back down to do the laundry. Yep, I was definitely watching The Simpsons, so sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. If you are watching this, you should definitely go to bed. Because you gotta work in the morning. I do too. My mom let me play Vice City. I remember trying to have sex and kill hookers. Did she ever like walk in on you like playing the game? Or was she just like, okay, sure, I'll let you play this? And so I don't know, like it seems like back in the day it's like most parents would have to go with the rating, and maybe they didn't know necessarily how bad the game was. But who knows? Same with South Park, yep. That was definitely another game. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say with the words? It's definitely another show you could not watch. Actually, one of my favorite moments of South Park was watching the episode with Mr. Slave. That was like that episode where Mr. Garrison was trying to get fired for being gay because there was a lawsuit going around that teachers could sue if they were being fired for being gay. So he was like doing everything hardcore to be like, oh wow, you're gay, you're done. And I remember my dad coming in while I was watching it, and I'm like, oh crap, thinking that he's gonna like, oh no, you're not watching this. And just the first time Mr. Slave was saying, Jesus Christ, and shoving a hamster up his butt, my dad was laughing. Like, uncontrollably laughing. Like, he thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I was like, okay, so now I can watch this with my dad, and he won't necessarily think it's bad. So I did not expect that to happen. I totally expected them to be that guy. It's like, turn this off. You're not watching this. But he thought it was the funniest thing on the planet. So yeah, he was totally down with some South Park. I'm kind of just waiting for another settler to show up so I can turn off the beacon.
Seems to be growing well.
Also, I can grow in these. All this food's coming in really quick, and I'm actually okay with that. I'm not okay with this guy just standing in the way. Get out of the way. I'm trying to grow food. Alright. Eventually, we're probably gonna have to migrate out of here to make it our way to the next mission. Actually, let's save quick. Ken was the one that ended up laughing about that. What other shows did my mom not let me watch? Honestly, it was Simpsons, and that was really it that I couldn't watch with my mom. But then again, when I was with my mom, it was on the weekends, and really the only show that would have been bad that would have been the Simpsons. So that's the only thing that would have been on during her time that I was spending with her. Beavis and Butthead, I think it was probably on, but honestly, I don't think I really ever got into Beavis and Butthead. I actually do remember that when they were selling the full collection of Beavis and Butthead, I ended up getting it. And I remember actually getting it in back when Netflix was first starting off with the, hey, you can rent a DVD from us and rent some stuff and send it back and we'll send you more stuff. I remember getting that because I was like, oh yeah, that's really cool and everything. And I remember actually watching the collection. And maybe it's just something with age, but I remember watching it and just being like, man, this is not a good show. I feel like I feel like I became more dumb. And I remember probably saying that in that terrible grammar because my brain was just stupid. It's like, man, this is not something I want to watch. I definitely would not get this DVD. But yeah, I think for really my mom, it was The Simpsons. And I remember at my dad's, I was watching Family Guy. You know, well before, I mean, it was like I would be 13 and it would say TV 14. Which I'm sure there's like whatever. South Park, something like that. The Great Cornholio. See, that's the thing, is that like Beavis and Butthead had some stuff that was actually pretty funny, but honestly, it'd be one of those things where half the time, like, you just sit and watch the episode and it's like, man, it's kind of whatever. I would definitely say that Mike Judge hit a home run with King of the Hill. Not so much hit a home run with Beavis and Butthead, but I guess depending on what kind of person you are and what you're into, then who knows? Maybe you loved it. But me, I wasn't sold on it. Alright guys, I have a feeling that we're not going to get any more settlers in this area. So let's go to Grey Garden. We're going to go to Grey Garden and get things established there because honestly, I feel like I'm just wasting time to waste time, so let's get the save in. Who knows, maybe somebody popped in.
I thought they were kind of done for.
Wake's still tired. And now it's raining. Alright. Oh, great. A razor claw. You know, I enjoy not dying. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep doing that. Alright, so next plan of attack is we're gonna make our way over to Grey Garden. It's the home of the robots. Home of the robot friends. Ooh. This is the home of the great murderer. What's in here? Oh, looks like this is a radio station. Oh, that's right. I think you have to activate this radio station. So I think of right now it's so sneak in here quick. And this guy is just messed up in the head. Oh god! Did you guys hear that scream? I was not expecting that to happen. I totally did not see that rat scorpion. Man. That was for you, Ragbag. Uh-oh. Damn near. Whew. I apologize for that. I did not see that coming. Oh my. Man. Are you kidding me? Oh man. We're definitely gonna take the rad scorpion meat for our favor. Okay, here's the thing, because I was like, man, this guy's really messed up. Look, he's got the skull for the TV, he's already dead, and man, this guy's just...
Hey.
It's all about anti-life. Man. Like, I straight up thought that this was a radio station because of the on-the-air sign. Literally right there. I was under the impression that the guy had a radio station all set up here. Maybe it was one of the stations that was turned off. And sure enough, that rad scorpion got me. I'm going to say this much. I am very glad I brought Cosworth because he's been killing it. Straight A killing it. Grade A stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at that. More of these jerks. Just hanging out. Look at them. Nice. Oh, great.
Sir, something's afoot.
Look at this. I can't even react quick enough for COD. Like, by the time I react, Codsworth's already taken care of everything. I will say I'm very glad that I've upgraded my weaponry here. That's the other thing that's kind of nice about this. Alright, let's get moving. Am I even going the right direction? I was completely off. Okay. So yeah, nice little jump scare for the episode. Gotta always have at least one of them, and that was definitely one of the bigger ones. Something afoot, yeah. See, that's the thing about the rad scorpions, is that with them being able to burrow like the mole rats, and I guess technically the mire orcs, they're definitely a lot more formidable, and also the obvious fact that... Oh, crap. Man, I'm getting my butt handed me. I'm gonna take the 8 antibiotics. So we're making progress. We're definitely in trouble. As I was saying with the rad scorpions, even in the vanilla game, those things are tough because you don't expect them. They're always out of nowhere. Do I have perks? Oh, I do have perks. Hey, thanks, Birthright. I think a lot of these I was saving because I didn't know what I wanted to invest in. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Honestly, kind of thinking to invest in rifle training. Rifleman wannabe, learn to point and shoot, reduced by 20%. I did want to get cannibal, and it kind of seemed like that was frowned upon to do so. Idiot savant, heavy on the idiot. If you have any suggestions of what perks I should start investing to, let me know. Till then, I'm going to probably save them. Probably not the ideal thing to do, but honestly, it's just I don't want to waste a perk and, you know, regret my life choices. I mean, my hip fire is going to be terrible with this hunting rifle, but that's because this is designed to be a sniper rifle, not a hip firing weapon. How much farther we got? And we still got so far. I don't remember it being nearly as far away. See, the one problem with survival mode, at least in my playthrough, and I don't know if this is just based with survival mode or maybe it's just one of the things that I install for mods that goes with survival mode. I did notice that you can't add base perks. So I guess let me just double check, because I think you can't upgrade these until higher levels. So, for example, strength I can't upload until level 15. Yeah, it looks like I can't invest in any points in the stats until level 15, which I am, I think, 3 levels away from. So I still got a little bit of time. And that actually might not be a bad thing to save those up, so then when I hit 15 I can increase my charisma and everything. It'll definitely be nice to have charisma for the speech checks.
Don't forget to stay hydrated.
Thanks, Codsworth. I forgot about that too. I think Codsworth upgrades. He gets you purified water. I think more or less when you actually go over water. But here's the junkyard, which is taken over by giant mole rats. Codsworth can easily tangle with these guys, but we're gonna actually we're gonna get to where we need to go. And there's a Brotherhood of Steel quest. If we can get through Great Garden, we might make our way to the police station, but got about an hour left that I want to try to do in this, and then we'll see. Whoa, leg. Whoa, Nelly. Alright. Look at all this stuff. This is so nice. This
Bring
guy.
some milk fruits for seeding, and there'll be caps for your pocket. Off you go then.
Oh, okay. Hello, kind sir.
If you're looking to trade, then let's make a deal.
Supervisor Green.
Ready to begin your fabulous shopping spree?
You sound like a game show host.
That's the correct answer. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, should we tell the lucky contestant what fabulous prize he's won?
Sure. Okay.
Right this way, please. Let's take a look at your fabulous prize.
Oh, nice. Whole bunch of nothing. Excuse me, sir. I have a bit of a dispute.
Green.
It's a brand new car! Wow! Now, if you've already got the latest in sleek, stylish, atomic-powered automation, you can also take your winnings in the form of a cash prize.
Absolutely.
How does 100 caps sound?
I've got an idea. Let's make a deal.
I like it. How about 150 caps?
Oh, no. That's right. Cosworth hates if you ask for more stuff, because... I can't scrap it right now, Birthright, because I don't own the
I'll
settlement.
take the cash prize.
Here you go. And if you want to use your winnings to make a few purchases from Robco, we certainly won't complain.
Once I take control of the settlement, I can
Well,
definitely
it's
scrap the
been a
car.
real pleasure. Thanks.
Unless, for all I know, you actually can't scrap it, but I'm pretty sure you can. I think I've cleared out that area before. Alright, let's do this.
Welcome to Grey Garden, darling. This is the Commonwealth's first and only hydroponics facility, run entirely by robots.
This place seems familiar. I think I saw a bit about it on the news back before the war.
Yes, construction was completed mere days before the war. We were able to survive and continue our operations only because our...
But again, I also have the scrap that settlement mod, so I might be able to scrap it.
You see, there are two kinds of robots here. The worker drones carry out labor and maintenance. We supervisors, that is myself, Green and Brown, possess sophisticated cognition processors. We are capable of complex analysis and decision-making, a testament to the genius of our creator, Dr. Edward Gray.
I remember him. He was one of Robco's senior engineers, but more than a little eccentric.
That's the second time you've said that you remember something before the war. I think you're a little confused, darling. You simply can't have been alive back then.
Maybe I was.
Robotics and artificial intelligence were our creator's great passions, rivaled only by his love of television. Perhaps
doesn't love
you've noticed
television?
that I possess a rather singular personality, as do the other supervisors.
We gotta be sarcastic.
Great. Just when I thought I was finally free of television.
A few other things you should know. Talk to Green.
Oh, she's so mad.
Supplies. If it's caps you require, Brown might have a few odd jobs.
Alright.
There's one other thing. A question, really. Tell me, darling, what do you think of the water around here?
Fantastic.
I'm with the Minutemen. Did you need help with something?
Why, yes. That's what I was getting at, dear. The water.
Darling.
Simply ghastly. Pressure's down. Radiation is up. Why, it's practically toxic.
I'm not looking forward to fighting Mirelurks. But I'll do it because Codsworth is my ally.
If you Minutemen can lend us a hand, I'll be eternally grateful.
Eternally, till the end of time.
Alright.
Marvelous. Simply marvelous.
Marvelous.
Most of our water comes from the old Western plant, south of here. Such an eyesore.
Probably more of an eyesore because of all the supermoons hanging out there.
See what you can do. Maybe tidy up the place. It must be filthy. If you can get it working again, I'm sure I can come up with something for you.
Ooh. See, I think it sucks. I don't think there's a bed here either. I will take a drink. Okay. Nope. I feel...
Hi there.
The Burning One. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Burning One. Yeah, I think a lot of the reason the supermutants were probably a little bit more dangerous was obviously because those were the first gen, those were the ones with the master, the perfect soldiers, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's why they were more dangerous, just because they're more sophisticated. Whereas like nowadays the supermutants are basically just, you know, bred to be big dumb oafs, and yeah, then you get the behemoths, then they're just bigger and dumber and a lot tougher. So that's at least my theory on that. We might be... I'm gonna see if there's a bed in here. Well, plus they had an armory full of pre-war weapons. That would also help. That would also help their cause of being some tough SOBs. Alright. I don't remember there being anybody in this house. Obviously, if you do the Institute playthrough, there's a guy in here. A battered fedora. I've never been in here before.
No way I could pick this.
Yeah, suiciders are tough SOBs. And a lot of that... Yeah, I mean, with the master, it was strictly the cut the head off the snake, the body dies, which, I mean, is nice, but also you can kind of see the lingering effects where they were basically like, oh, hey, we're just here. I think what I liked about the super mutants was that in the lore, they don't necessarily become a knowledgeable threat until, because I mean, everybody's getting picked up and taken away, and nobody necessarily knows why. And then finally the Brotherhood stumbles upon a dead super mutant, and they're like, oh, what the hell is this? Okay, this is kind of annoying. If I burn through all my bobby pins, I'm gonna be really upset. Are you kidding me? There we go.
That's it.
And Deathclaw in the basement. Actually never been down here. And that is going to be my hubris. Oh, what was that? Okay. We'll take that potato. Disarm that. I've never been down here before. You gotta admit, when they say that Brotherhood scouts never return, you had to wonder what was up there before you head out that way. Don't even joke about Deathclaws. Hey man, I don't want Deathclaws. I'm just saying that if I prepare myself for it, at least I can feel like I'm ready to go. But yeah, you would definitely think if there was a bunch of missing troops, like, hey, every time we send somebody up this way, they don't come back. I mean, I understand it's like, okay, well, let's find them, let's get them home, but I don't know, maybe if you keep sending people out there and then they never come back, maybe it's like, you know what, let's just move the entire army so that way if something comes at it, we can just, it's like, even if it's just one guy, we just wipe them out. Or maybe it's like, you know, maybe just we don't ever go that way again. Maybe we just kind of ignore that little spot. But obviously they weren't thinking with their heads. Remember death cause weakness. Aim for the eyes. Oh wait, wrong game. I haven't really got a chance to try it out terribly with Fallout 4, but I remember in Fallout 3 you could get a little bit of an advantage on a death claw if you shoot them in the legs and cripple the legs, because then they're just hobbling around. I'm sure, hopefully, maybe you could do that with Fallout 4, but honestly, I get so terrified of fighting death claws that it literally is just kill them until they're dead. Fallout 1, let's be cruel and shoot everything in the ground. You're not wrong. Okay, let's get rid of this marker. I don't want to go there. I want to go here. Okay, so we haven't saved yet, which means we are going to have to be very careful. Fallout 1, let's shoot everything. The groins in their eyes. Is this those explain? Is this one of those summarize the game in one sentence thing? It's one of my favorite things. Like, welcome to this game where you basically do this. So we're definitely gonna have to play the sniper game with the super mutants. Also gonna have to be really careful. Out of here. What do you want? Is there time for missions you start? I mean, like, are they timed? Or what are you asking, Birthright? What do you want from me? Look at him. He's so ugly. Wow. I don't think... I think with the Minutemen missions, there are definitely a little bit of a time. Oh, shoot. How did I miss that? I'm gonna die. Damn it. I knew it was gonna happen. So fun fact, we get to go back all the way to Starlight Inn. Starlight Drive. Oh yeah, that's Rad Scorpion that we killed and screamed about. Yep. That didn't happen. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore that part. Although it will live on in my memories for the rest of my days. The Minutemen quests I know have time frames on them. Basically, if you don't turn it in for X amount of time. Yeah, I was not a fan of that. Now, the first half of the mission, the main mission, does have a time limit, but you can extend that time period through an unmarked quest. Well, there you go. Oh, I see what I did. I had the map marker for the other place. Oh, yeah. Birthright, I don't know if you were talking about Fallout 1 as well, when you were asking about the time marked, or if you're talking about Fallout 4. Either way. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, I know for sure that there's a time on the Minutemen quest. Because, I mean, the Minutemen quests... And again, those ones, you're strictly talking about, like, the... Oh, you've kind of already done this, but can you do it again? Like, oh, go kill this raider in this area or something like that. Like, for example, this, like, named quest where you're getting the settlement, like, and going in and doing this specific thing with the water. That isn't necessarily timed, to my knowledge, but if it's like, take care of the raiders in this area, and you're like, nah, I'm just gonna let it go, it'll say quest failed. Yep, I totally jumped because of the skeletons. I don't know if you guys saw that. You probably did. You probably saw me shudder. Some little chicken. Any tips for playing on survival? Don't die. Honestly, the main thing is I'm just trying to play this game at a distance. Definitely letting my companions do all the running and gunning. Basically just a distraction. Misdirect, so to speak. Definitely make sure to upgrade your weapons. Make sure to come in with plenty of food and stim packs. It's definitely a lot tougher than jumping in, running, and gunning, as you might expect. But I mean, I've gotten my ass kicked by rad roaches and mole rats, which were, so trivial in the main game, in the vanilla game, and then survival is definitely a little bit tougher. And of course, the benefit, the lovely benefit that you can't save whenever you want, which of course makes things extremely difficult. So you have to be very careful. In this case, like, you think it would be Grave Garden would be a great place to settle down and take a quick nap, but since you can't build a bed until afterwards, it kind of sucks. One of the guys who developed the game was asked a question if he could do anything different. He said, I would get rid of the counter. Counter for the what?
Welcome to Grey Garden, darling. This is the
Burning one.
First and only hydroponics facility run entirely
Cliffhanger.
by robots.
This place seems...
Yes, we were able to. You see, the worker drone. We supervise. We are capable.
We're burning through this because obviously we've done this
I
before.
remember him.
That's the second time.
Sure.
I think you're a little robotic. Perhaps you've.
Well, it's definitely unique.
I'll take that as, after all, the last thing any. A few other things. If it's then tell me, darling.
I'm with the Minutemen.
Why, precious, this will.
All right.
Marvelous. Most of all, be a dear and pay a visit, if you can get.
Alright. Again, we just kind of burned through that because... Get rid of the counter for the main quest. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's always one of those things, too, where... sometimes when you're in the game, you kind of have some, some deadlines, you have to do some stuff. You always have to play... negotiator with getting your stuff in, but picking your battles and... Yeah, it's just one of those things where at the end of the day. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's like what hills do you die on? Which hills do you stick around for? I think there's a bed up here. I'm not sure. Because I know that this settlement is technically one of the higher spots that you can build to, because of the fact that this area technically counts as a settlement. I tell you what, if there's a bed up here, if somebody tried to take residence in here, it'd be A-okay in my book. The game isn't that big, but there's still quite a bit to do. You're not wrong about that. That's kind of the nice thing, is that there's so much to do in the Fallout games that, between all the exploration and kind of roaming around and doing side quests and everything, you'll log in quite a bit of time before you actually complete the game if you complete it to its full capacity. And that's the thing about survival mode, is that because you have to literally walk everywhere, that's another added perk as well, because then you have the ability to make the game last very long. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, DLC has definitely been really great. I actually really like the DLC storylines in this game. Nuka World's probably my favorite just because there was a lot going on there. It's kind of nice to just kind of see the perspective of the Raiders. Yeah, it's definitely a good game to play solo. You know, it's definitely a game that will take a lot of time to get complete and everything. They knew how to use space somehow because Half-Life is only a 2 megabyte game, but the game feels like it's decent length. Yeah, honestly, what I think was good about Fallout as well was Fallout 3 in New Vegas would lag like, you know, an MFer. Because Bethesda really like to put a lot of stuff in this, which I don't think anybody's complaining about. But then obviously the downside is that if there's so much, there's always so much that like an Xbox 360 could actually read. But again, with the PS4, it's downloaded into the system, which I think helps load it. That's what I kind of liked about Rage was it was two discs. So you get to you finish the first act, and then you have to go to the next disc. So that definitely helped with the loading, at least for the 360 and PS3. I will say that Rage was kind of disappointing in the end because like you think here's just gonna be this. You go to the second disc, you think it's going to be so much stuff, and then really it's just the last mission, and you get the final cutscene, and it's like, oh, game over. It's like, what the hell was that? At least that's my opinion. I mean, I love the game. I thought Rage was a great game. There's a lot of benefits to it, but I just felt that there was just so much more that could have been done with the game. I kind of wish there was a sequel to it, but obviously we didn't get that. But, yeah. Alright, enough screwing around. I was really hoping we would encounter a bed. If I'm missing a bed, if somebody has seen one in this area, and I'm just completely glossing over it, feel free to let me know. Tell me how stupid I am. Days of the Disc has come to an end. You're not wrong about that. Honestly, that's why I personally like getting the disc of the game. It's nice to have like the hard copy and just have it for the collection, for the bookmark and everything. Ooh, is this a bed? But I mean, I'm also the same type of person that really likes just getting CDs for my car. Just because with iTunes and everything around there, it's, you know, you can just get everything in the digital, but it's kind of satisfying to have like a physical copy that you can hold in your hand. That's at least my opinion. I'm gonna wander this area really quick. When Fallout sold, the Fallout collection, those are all CDs. Are you talking about like the mini nuke that they put together? Because that's actually really cool to have as well. Because I would say that Fallout is... I feel like they're always pretty good about their collection packs. Ooh, hello. Hello? Okay. Fallout 3, for example, you get the collection pack, was the lunchbox, so that was really cool. You had New Vegas, which was the box, but it came with like the platinum chip and a bunch of poker chips, and came with the comic book, which was really cool. And then Fallout 4 obviously has the Pip-Boy, and that thing sold out, I think, within seconds of E3 announcing it, because I think Todd Howard basically said, hey, we're going to do this. You want a Pip-Boy? Well, guess what? Everybody's asking for it. You got it. And I think it was like, on sale now, and sold out. Then they did the resale. It was like, yep, that sold out as well. So obviously they did something right with that. And then they're reselling it again. And I think now it's kind of reached this point where people are like, okay, I did see that GameStop in Milwaukee was selling a Pip-Boy, like the Bluetooth one, like the second tier one, and it was like, okay, cool, but then it was like $300 just for that. I was like, nope. Somebody's gonna buy it, but unfortunately, that somebody is not me. So we're just gonna have to play the. Let's play the sniper game here. Be a shadow of the night. the main thing too. I really wish I could tell who was who. They're all too ugly. The Pit, best fall through DLC. I think that's safe to say. I think the Pit was a pretty solid DLC pack. I liked Operation Anchorage strictly because it was kind of like that historical moment, you know, with all the simulation and everything like that. That was really cool. But yeah, definitely the Pit was a no-brainer just because it was open world and it was almost like its own little map and had difficult, good choices. Let's go to the bridge. Somebody saying bridge. I'm gonna listen. I'm a man of the people. Talking about this bridge, or are you talking about that bridge? I guess technically they're the same thing. What's on the bridge, Birthright? Tell me what you know. Sniping point. Okay. Okay, I'll take that. But yeah, the Pit was good. I was actually really disappointed in Mothership Zeta. I think a lot of people... Oh no, I'm dead. Thanks, Birthright. You killed me. I'm dead. Killed us all. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I think for me, I just kind of like the idea that Anchorage, the Operation Anchorage game, kind of gave a little bit of more life into the Brotherhood outcasts. So you got to essentially work with them a little bit more. You get a little Gary Easter egg. What else? I mean, even just the fact that they do the whole the Anchorage Memorial photo, and I was like, "Ah, oh, come on, Birthright." Exposing me to all these super mutants. You know what? We're gonna try it. Against my better judgment. Nice. Alright. That's what happens when you have a suicider just kind of hanging out with a bomb, and what could possibly... A false out... What? Nice. Now if there's a bed here... Superman's orders.
Pick anything good?
What was I saying? Yeah, so Anchorage is definitely the benefit for me, is kind of the idea that they take all the photos and then it's just like, oh, maybe they'll make a statue of this someday, and it's like nice little Easter egg because there is. Yeah, Zeta, it had some cool moments, but yeah, like you were saying, there's no there's no option to explore. Honestly, the final boss was just literally just spamming a button, and then you managed to get lucky and win. And then like half the ship is destroyed, so you can't really go anywhere other than the bridge. The holotapes were actually really cool because it's kind of like, oh hey, look at this stuff, you know, back in 1860 when they're abducting all these people. So a little bit of story behind everybody there, but yeah. I mean, the nice thing about it was just honestly the fact that they give a little bit of like, hey, there's a random alien ship that's just in the Capital Wasteland. Why is that? And then it's like, oh, that's why, because it was a scout, and now the mothership has come to reclaim its people. I wish that after you blew up the spaceship, you could find bits of it on Earth. Yeah, that would've been really cool. I think the thing about the what was it? I think the main thing too about Zeta is that they had all these like new alien guns and everything like that, which is like, okay, that's pretty cool, but it then also became, hate to be that guy, but it also kind of made the alien blaster, while still easily the most hands down most powerful gun in the game, even with all the variants, and also the variants kind of made it like, oh, well, now it's not as cool. I don't know. I'm also just being a stickler, I guess. Birthright. As much as I like this little vantage point, I'm not seeing a ton of spot. Yeah, thanks. Now I'm gonna actually follow, but I'm not seeing these people. I feel like I'm too far out for the game to actually, too far away from the actual area to pick anybody off. It could just be a glitching thing. So, yeah, because I think that's the main area you come through. Yeah, I can't even lock on anybody. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to the... No, it's definitely a good location. It's just, unfortunately, it's just way too far away. But not a big deal. We're still pretty, we're still well high up. See if I can actually get... Nope. Okay. Just really hoping that we can find like a bed somewhere that I can just take a wee nap in and get this thing started. Honestly, this rocks, I mean, these aren't terrible. This isn't too bad.
This should be fun.
Nope. That's the other thing. Get out of the way. Seriously.
Now this is my cup of tea.
Oh, shoot. Okay. This is gonna kill Codsworth, but don't have a choice. Can I even repair him anymore? Nope, can't do it. Oh, God. We are in trouble, boys. Hold all of these thoughts until the end of the show. God, man. That's the thing that really sucks about this area is the fact that I really can't do anything. How did you get parentheses? Too bad you can't climb out the signs yet in Fallout. Or the parentheses, I just use that with the keypad and the PlayStation. Just L2 and triangle at the same time. Yeah, it'd be nice to climb up the signs. Obviously, I'd still be vulnerable to gunfire, but I think the main thing I'm running into is just... I might have to hold off. I'm going to... As much as I hate to do it, I was really confident in Grey Garden, but I might have to hold off on doing that, and I don't want to waste a ton of people's time by getting killed multiple times. I think what we will do, though, is just because it actually is relatively close to where we need to go. Let's at least try to make it to the police station and try to help out the Brotherhood. I think that will get us a couple minutes in. If nothing else, it gives us something to do that will be a little bit easier to do. Definitely gonna play it easy. Should take a sleeping bag with you. Can I take a sleeping bag with me and just drop it anywhere? Or because I do have, I guess let me just check something, because I did put a sleeping bag on my backpack, but I don't know if it's one of those things where I can use it as an actual... No. Let me try something. Nope. I know in New Vegas they had a mod where you could drop it and then you could turn it into a camp. Yeah, I really wish you could take a sleeping bag and kind of wander around with it, and then it's like, hey, you want to take a nap? Sure. That would make all of my life's problems go away. Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, because I got the backpack from the Creative Club. I ended up shelling out a couple points for that, just for the benefit of being able to say, hey, I really need some extra carry-on weight. And I figured if one of the options is sleeping bag, you know, it wouldn't just be a cosmetic thing. It would actually be a beneficial sleeping bag. I might have to check into that tomorrow. Maybe there's a way to access it. I'm just stupid and I don't understand how to do it. But I'm assuming if it's something they've made, then it'd be as simple as being able to say where it is. So who knows? It is a nice backpack. Whoever made it did a good job with it. Fallout 1's intro's pretty chilling just because it's got the whole zoom out and kind of saying everything that was going on in the war. I think Fallout 2's intro, it increased, yeah, it's, if you can modify it to increase the carry weight, but the backpack strictly is a thing to just add a little bit of carry-on luggage to you. Fallout 2's intro was also, I guess not chilling, but definitely cold. Ooh. I don't like this. There's a hatch, and I can detonate it. Okay, why can I detonate a hatch? I don't like that. I don't like this. Death Claw God. Oh, shit. Time to run. I'm gonna have to look into that tomorrow. Not gonna do that right now. But yeah, Fallout 2's intro, like, you do the whole, hey, congratulations, it's time to leave the vault, time to get on out of here, make sure to do this, make sure to do that. Open the door, it's the Enclave, and they just gun everybody down. It's kind of like, what the fuck just happened? I mean, yeah, the antagonist is established right away in Fallout 2. Like, you know, okay, these guys are just gunning down a bunch of innocents. These guys are the worst. Birthright, I was totally kidding. I'm just saying the fact that I opened up a hatch, it's like, oh, I've never seen this hatch before. And I always assume the worst, and I always assume that whatever I just unlocked is going to be my downfall. I don't think there's such thing as a Death Claw God, but I was kind of going in the route of Dragon Ball Z, where all the tiers are just ridiculous. Like, you know, I don't watch a ton of Dragon Ball Z, but I watched enough of it to know that Super Saiyans started off as being the legend, you know, the mythical tier of Saiyan, and now you have like Super Saiyan Ultra and Super Saiyan God and all these like crazy tiers, and it's just like, meh. Kind of seems like they're shitting all over the importance of it. Yeah, the Overseer in the first one, you know, you do all this stuff, and you do the whole thing where you're like, yep, saving my people, helping everybody out.
Don't forget to stay hydrated.
And then it's like, hey, well, you can't be here because of your radiation.
Reconnaissance Squad Gladius to any unit in transmission range. Authorization ARCS 095. Our unit has sustained casualties, and we're running low on supplies. We're requesting support or evac from our position at Cambridge Police Station.
Alright, let's go assist.
Automated message repeating.
Honestly, at this point, if I have to die, then
Scribe Halen of Reconnaissance Squad Gladius.
Let's be honest.
Transmission range. Authorization ARC.
Let's just be honest.
95. Our unit has sustained casualties, and we're running low on supplies. We're requesting support or evac from our position at Cambridge Police Station.
Alright.
Automated message repeating.
I don't know about you guys, but I always like keeping the radio message on repeat while I'm heading over there.
Our unit has sustained casualties, and we're running low on supplies.
Yeah, Google Help or Google Hellhole inbound. You're not wrong. I always like keeping the radio station tuned in while I'm heading in. I always did that with 3 in New Vegas. So it always seemed like I gotta help this person. They're calling for help, and I need to help them right now.
Scribe Halen of Reconnaissance Squad Gladius to any unit in transmission range. Authorization ARCS 095.
Coming to help.
Our unit has sustained casualties, and we're running low on supplies. We're requesting support or evac from our position at Cambridge Police Station. Automated message repeating.
Man, I'm getting my butt kicked. I went all gung-ho and I'm getting killed. Alright. Alright, thanks for tuning in, Burning One. Hopefully we'll see you in on the next time. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stay up to date on all the upcoming playthroughs. Regroup.
Nice.
Zombie apocalypse. Final stand. How do we do? All clear? Top of the shack or something? Dawn of the Dead strategy.
Excuse me.
We appreciate the assistance, civilian. But what's your business here?
Pest exterminator. I heard you had a feral problem.
Nice.
Evading my questions is a surefire way of getting yourself ejected from the compound. Are you from a local settlement?
I'm from Vault 111.
You're a vault dweller? Most people wouldn't admit to such a thing. I appreciate your honesty. If I appear suspicious, it's because our mission here has been difficult. Since the moment
I figured
we
the
arrived,
honesty just because
we've been
I was an
constantly
asshole.
under fire. If you want to continue pitching in, we could use an extra gun on our side.
Nice.
I'll continue to help, but you owe me an explanation first.
Agreed. The more we know, the better we may assist.
I love that they actually
I'm Paladin Dance.
pitch in with the conversation because
Over
it doesn't
there,
necessarily
Scribe Halen and Knight
affect
Reese.
how they react,
We're on recon
but it's
duty.
a nice
I'm
little
down a man and our
additional.
supplies are running low. I've been trying to send a distress call to my superiors, but the signal's too weak to reach them.
Sir,
Some good
if
stuff.
I may,
Proceed, Halen.
I've modified the radio tower on the roof of the police station, but I'm afraid it just isn't enough. What we
Birthright,
need
you
is
probably
something that
had
improves
10
the
waves,
signal.
but you also had
Our
like 10
target
waves
is
of
our
like
tech system.
feral
It contains
ghouls
the
and feral
technology we need.
ghoul roamers. I had like
Infrared
Chard
transfer.
and Reavers and
Infiltrate the facility,
all that stuff.
secure
I think they're like,
transmitter, and
we're gonna
bring
cut you a
it
break
What do you
because
say?
we're not gonna be
Willing to
very
lend the
friendly
Brotherhood
with the
steel a
type
hand?
of ghouls we're sending your way.
No time to waste. Let's get moving.
Outstanding.
Alright. Well, we killed all of these people. All these former people.
Balin, take Reese inside and find him.
Yes, sir.
Reese, join your team. I want you to make certain that the river is all right, time to prove your worth. Head into the police station.
I'm gonna disagree with you that I was very lucky because I almost died very horribly. Alright. Hopefully I get on a little bit. Alright, let's head inside so we can grab a bed, and then we're getting closer to the 2-hour mark, so we might be calling it slightly early. And by slightly early, I mean literally all of 5-7 minutes. Alright, there's a sleeping bag. And I can sleep in it. Awesome.
So you gonna patch me up or what?
I don't know. Your prognosis looks...
Alright guys, so we're going to call it there a little early just because going into the next mission, we're going to go into fighting the synths. Probably going to get killed a bunch of times. Going to have to keep running over to the mission area. It's going to take a couple minutes anyway just to get to that area, so... Since we're kind of creeping up on 2 hours, probably a good place to call it here. But thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fallout 4 Survival Mode. Hopefully you get another episodes coming in. Any advice on glitches, Nessamam Murphy? Honestly, it could be your console. It could be just a tweak in the system. I know personally for me, one of the mods I downloaded was just tweaks and fixes for glitches like that. But I know you want to save... using mods until you're done a playthrough in, so best bet just Google what the problem is. I'm sure somebody else has also had the similar problem, and you can figure out that. And well, obviously, if you know the issue, you can message me and maybe have experienced it, and I can also help out. But yeah, so we're gonna call it here. Make sure to like and subscribe to Riles Beniles. That's my YouTube channel. You can also stay up to date on all my social media accounts when I'm going to post when I'm about to get on the live stream. You can also subscribe to be notified when I actually go live on the YouTube channel. And again, just thank you so much for the support. I would not be playing survival mode if it weren't for the people watching and playing with me, essentially, and giving me advice and kind of being there for the jump scares of, rad scorpions jumping out of nowhere or dying multiple times and have people to talk to and having essentially people to ask me questions and then I can respond. So it's been a lot of fun. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully we'll be on soon again. But again, check out the social media. That's all on the YouTube channel. But again, AC Riley WI for Facebook, AC Riley Wisconsin. And then Instagram and Twitter, it's at Wrong Alex Riley. And again, all of that stuff is on the YouTube channel. So make sure to like and subscribe. Hopefully you're liking what you're doing. Midwest goodbye, as always, because I'm a Midwestern guy. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to wrap it here. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Take care.